Could we be on the verge of seeing Bitcoin crash down to $80,000? We're going to have a look at the institutional flows, the smart money, and what they're doing, and what we can expect next for Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto market. Hit the like button, subscribe. Let's get it straight into it. So, we're going to start here on coin market cap. So, the total market cap of crypto globally is up 0.54%. We are now at $3.02 trillion. Bitcoin at $89,460.98. We're down 6% for the 7 days. The fear and greed index is at a whopping fear factor of 35. So, yeah, look, really interesting. We're going to go on to what the smart money is actually doing as well. I've been covering this in the members section of our free educational Discord. Link is in the description of the video. So go check out the membership. You're missing out if you're not there. You want to really be ahead of everybody, and you really want to be, I guess, I don't know, learning about where the money is going before it hits the headlines. So we're going to look at the headlines, but I'm going to tell you where the money's flowing. So, some real alpha in this video. So we've got 17,000 Bitcoin hit the exchanges, is a deeper BTC pullback to $80,000 coming. This is an article questioning what is actually going on when it comes to Bitcoin. So we've seen exchange inflows increasing, 17,000 Bitcoin hitting the exchanges in a short window. For beginners, this matters because heavy inflows often precedes big pullbacks, especially when the prices already sit near recent highs. So we want to be aware of what's going on, where the money's actually going, where it's flowing to. This is one of the benefits of being in the free educational Discord. Look, moving on, right? We've got Bitcoin volatility meets gold's steady climb. So, look, we have seen a big increase in the inflows to precious metals, and even talk around silver. And I know this isn't like a channel that normally delves into other investment instruments, but silver recently, there's been a breakthrough within batteries, and they're actually using silver in those batteries. So if you can imagine some of the issues that we have currently with batteries catching fire with like Teslas and various other cars, right? I'm not saying this is necessarily a Tesla issue, just generally, right, with electric cars, we have seen cars that the batteries have caught fire, right? It's a real problem. This is all to do with the liquid that's in the batteries. However, using silver in a solid state instead of a liquid, we're seeing some progression there, and obviously this is going to have a really big impact on the price of silver. So yeah, look, I think that there's a few moving parts that go into why perhaps gold and silver are doing so well at the moment. And I think it's a precursor to seeing crypto do well, right? And seeing Bitcoin and, other stores of value potentially doing the same as what precious metals are. This is mainly being put down to the conflicts in the world and stuff around Greenland, Russia and Ukraine, and, various other conflicts that are going on in the world, and the uncertainty, right? But keeping on to crypto, we've got UBS to let wealthy clients trade Bitcoin and Ether or Ethereum in digital asset push. So we're seeing more and more of the institutions and banking sectors really start to embrace cryptocurrency. So imagine selling at these lows in the market, and then you've got all of this sort of backdrop happening. And I'm going to come on to why that's important in a moment. We've got Bitcoin holders are realizing net losses for the first time since October 2023. So again, I kind of felt like this was a precursor to what we're seeing with or what we saw, I should say, with the likes of of Cardano, for example, because it was only maybe a month or so ago I was going, right, let's look at the 1 year, and Bitcoin was being outperformed by a lot of these altcoins, right? And then all of a sudden they pull back massively. I think we're just seeing that for Bitcoin now. So again, I expect the altcoins to come back flying, and I'm expecting big moves, not just for Cardano, but for various other altcoins in 2026. Because what a lot of people aren't, I guess, acknowledging, right, is the infrastructure is really being laid right now. The missing piece of the jigsaw in order to bring in mass adoption for altcoins, right? And I know we're here to talk about Bitcoin, but we've got to talk about altcoins too. Is the compliant privacy layers, right? And this is something that we see with Midnight, which is, I think, a really solid play for this particular market where we're at right now. But the institutions are, I guess, laying the foundations. We're seeing lots of stable coins being, made, launched. I don't know whether that's the right terminology, but we're seeing institutions launch their own stable coins, right? This is going to bring in a lot of liquidity into the blockchain, altcoin space, and I'm really excited about that. We're going to see institutions starting to have custody over crypto, and ultimately we're seeing spot ETFs potentially going to be going live for various different altcoins as well. So we've seen it with Bitcoin, we've seen it with Ethereum. We're going to see this with more and more altcoins as the institutions, the smart money becomes more, has more appetite for these kind of assets. So we see this with CME, launching the derivatives with Cardano, Chainlink, XLM, just to list a few, right? So I think that happens next month, early February, maybe the 9th of February, if memory serves me correctly. And ultimately, what this is leading to is the next step, I guess, is for the spot ETFs, right? Because then you've got, these different opportunities for the institutions to, make a yield from these assets. So again, I think this stuff is really, really positive for altcoins and Bitcoin and the crypto market. So we might be seeing these lows at the moment and seeing people, realizing losses, but ultimately I think it's short-lived. We've got lost hard drive with $1 billion in Bitcoin highlights importance of crypto wallet recovery. We need to see, a lot more done in this space if, blockchain is going to get, more mainstream. We are going to have better custodians and better wallets for self custody, where recovery is much more important and given a higher level of importance when it comes to the delivery of these solutions. Now, I'm not necessarily a believer that this individual even had Bitcoin on a hard drive. Call me a cynic, right? But like, I'm just not buying it. Like, I don't know. Show me some receipts. All I'm seeing is news articles, and this guy just, I guess getting money somehow through this. Maybe I'm wrong. Just call me cynical. Like, he could be telling the truth. I'm just not a believer. There we go. I'm just not a believer. Bitcoin enters a correction as geopolitical tensions rise and the Fed succession uncertain. So yeah, look, again, like, this is all really short term. Like, for me, crypto, Bitcoin, the prices are going up in 2026. I think that we're going to see some, really big moves. I'm expecting the biggest bull run in crypto history, and it's not going to be like 2021. It's going to be really hella focused on, ETF plays. Altcoins that are likely to get a spot ETF are going to be the ones that go on to do really well. The ones that do get the spot ETFs, they're going to be the ones that go on to do well. But where is the smart money putting their capital right now? So So I've just done a report for our members. Check out the free educational Discord, and the link is in the description of today's video. Um, the money is flowing into real world asset tokenization. Is the main one, right? And the places that it's not going is into decentralized exchange tokens. It's definitely not going in those because they're retail driven and the market is becoming more institutional. Retail have been taken out of this market. They've been selling their bags at completely the wrong time, and they haven't got the capital because of cost of living to invest. So it's an institutional world right now, and that is where crypto is heading. But I've got a massive report, about 36 pages, where I've delved into what the big players, the smart money is doing. Real world asset tokenization is the main play, and tokenized bonds. Those sorts of things are where the smart money are putting their money right now. I hope this was an enjoyable and educational video. If it was, hit the like button, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one.